Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
Thanks.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
Is this thing on? I said shots to Nick and Dawn. Him on the air radio every Sunday night, man. What up? Red Dragons. Shout out to the boy Nick. I see you, Don. You about to witness the real talk, real talk. Put it in your ear. We reaching for the sky, but we put it in the air. Not a glass jar, but I tell it to you clear. Hammer on the air, we rock. Here's your whip, man. Hammer on the air, here's his mic here for nothing. My demographic pull dude box office numbers. Weekend review said we #1 getters. Now y'all all here, we're #1 getters. Turn it on, Nick and Dawn. And I'm like, turn it up, what the fuck, We air it out, wear it out, and we winning. Him on the air, follow back, and we trending. You can't tell me what I bet not be. Don't give a FCK about the FCC. I'm the head for the hellish, voice for the voices. Him on the air Sunday night, and I'm off this.
What up? Welcome back. It's another edition of Am I on the Air on this lovely April the 27th, 2014. This is Season 8, Episode 12, Shit Mansions. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Don Mega. And, yeah, we got a jam-packed edition here. I'm going to get you, as we always do, up to speed on all the latest and greatest movie and entertainment-related news. Gonna review Brick Mansions here tonight, and then on top of that, it's starting on Friday, the summer movie season officially kicks in. So, as we always do on this show, I'm gonna actually run you down my most anticipated films of the summer 2014. So, got a list of movies here panned out and put in order. It's going to be a pretty good summer movie season, and excited to talk about it. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it with our movie review. So yes, our movie review is Brick Mansions, the last completed film of Paul Walker. And in case you've been living under a rock, everybody knows back in November, Paul Walker passed away in a horrific automobile accident. And, you know, before this movie came out, I was reading about how this was a passion project for him, and he really wanted to do this film. And so I was like, you know, that's really, really cool, and I hope they did a great job. And I saw the trailers, and I was pretty excited. You know, I said, looks pretty silly. It looks, you know, like a very light concept. But it looks like the action's going to be pretty tight, and it'll be a fun film. This is a English language remake of a French film from back in 2002 or 4 called District B13. And I had not seen the original version. My brother-in-law that I saw the movie with, he had seen the original, so he was kind of like, you know, we'll see. You know, see how this new version goes. And so I went in with an open mind. I'm still scratching my head 2 days later after I saw the film. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Coming out of the theater, my first words to my brother-in-law was, thank God he has Fast and Furious 7 coming out next year, and that his career is not ending on the note of a Brick Mansions, because he'd probably be turning in his grave. I really like Paul Walker, and I've really enjoyed pretty much every film the dude's done. Even all the direct-to-video stuff. So, you know, for me, I went into this film thinking it's going to be stupid, it's going to be silly, but the action will be cool enough to hold me over. Well, it was silly, and it was stupid, but even the action could not hold me over. It was over the top. It did the slow motion freeze frame type action, which in some movies like 300 and stuff like that, I really like that. In this film, it just didn't fit at all. And it was a letdown. It really, really was. And there was multiple parts in this film where I literally found myself laughing out loud. And it's not a comedy. And nobody was expecting, you to laugh. But me and my brother-in-law, we kept looking at each other and kind of smirking and laughing under our breath at so many, of the one-liners in this film and the dialogue. And it was just so cheesy. And I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in this film because I wanted it to do so well for Paul, being it's his last completed film. And once, you hear about how much of a passion project this was, I'm just like, what happened? What happened here? It was just so bad. And then the film tries to do a twist at the end. And the twist is just laughable. I mean, they pull a twist that is so stupid that you're just like, really? Like, do they consider everyone watching this film to be a bunch of idiots that this would ever happen? It just makes no sense, and I really want to get into it and explain it, but, the movie just came out a couple days ago, and I don't want to give away any spoilers. So I'm biting my tongue a lot because I really want to talk about all the stupid shit this film did. And it did a lot. RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan, I beg you once again, stop acting. Stop making movies. You're a horrible actor. And, going into this film, that was the one downside I knew I was going to have to deal with, was RZA. And he wasn't even the worst part of this film. So, yeah, just horrible. I don't know what else to say. In my star scale, I give Brick Mansions 1 out of 5. That's right, 1 out of 5. I don't give ones too often because ones really truly mean it sucks. And for the most part, if I go to see a movie in the theater, it's usually something I'm pretty sure is going to be pretty decent. So worst case scenario, maybe 2 stars. And at one point of this film, I was like, this is definitely going to be a 2-star film, or maybe I'll even give the film 2 stars just for Paul Walker. But on my scale, 2 stars means the film's okay. This film is not okay. It's horrible. And I recommend to anyone to save your money and don't waste it on this. I would suggest that you go out and you rent this when it comes out, because you'll want to see it for just the pure entertainment factor of how stupid it is. So, from that aspect, go rent it later. But for the theater, please don't waste your money. As much as I want everyone to go out and support Paul Walker, just go out and support Fast and Furious 7, because this is not the film to do it on. What I'll say, basically the gist of the film, because I didn't even talk about that, but the gist of the film is that there's a part of Detroit, the film's set in 2018, I believe, and there's a part of Detroit that is so bad, so run down, and filled with, outlaws and just gangbangers, drug dealers, that the city put a wall up around it, and they titled it Brick Mansions. In the original film, that was District B-13. So, Paul Walker plays an undercover cop in the film, and there's a bomb in Brick Mansions, and the mayor of Detroit sends Paul Walker into Brick Mansions because he's familiar with the layout of the place, to go defuse the bomb so that, it doesn't blow up and kill everybody in Brick Mansions. And then, of course, everything else goes awry. Like I said, you got RZA playing the bad guy. You have David Bell, who created parkour, and David Bell was in the original French film, and he's in this as well, playing the same role. And he was really cool, especially like the action stuff. But it still can't save the film. There's a really cool scene in the beginning of the film where he's getting chased and he's running across rooftops and he's going through all the buildings and he's doing a lot of the parkour stuff. That was amazing, and that's like the first 5 minutes of the movie, and I was like, this is going to be a pretty cool movie if it keeps up this pace. And then it just went downhill after that. So, yeah. So, hence why tonight's episode is called Shit Mansions, because I feel like I saw a big steaming pile of shit at the movie theater Friday night, and I'm very, very disappointed. So yes, 1 out of 5. Everybody's very shocked to see it. Like I said, I wanted to give it at least 2 for Paul, and I just couldn't do it. Like I said, 2 means the film's okay, and I couldn't even say that it was okay, because so much of it was just so over-the-top stupid that I could not wrap my head around it no matter what. After leaving the film, I was very curious about the original film. And for those of you that have Netflix, the original is actually available to stream on Netflix. So last night, I watched District B13. And I gotta say, it was a lot better than Brick Mansions. For being in subtitles and everything, and I don't even like subtitle movies, it flowed a lot better, and it didn't come off as cheesy as Brick Mansions did. And the funny thing is that Brick Mansions really is almost a shot-for-shot duplicate of District B13. I'm watching the movie and I'm like, oh my god, they did that scene. Oh my god, they did that scene. Oh my god, they did that scene exactly that way. So the film, if you want to see Brick Mansions, but you don't want to go to the theater, just go watch District B13 on Netflix, and you'll get an idea of exactly what happens in the other film. Just in your mind, replace the cop in District B13 with Paul Walker's face, because the other guy in the film plays the same role in Brick Mansions, so nothing changes. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I actually didn't even know, but there's a sequel to it called District B13 Ultimatum, I think. That is on Netflix also, so I plan to watch that in the next couple of days, because now that I've started this adventure, I gotta finish it. So, yeah, definitely upset and saddened by that. But it is what it is, so 1 out of 5. For me, the film sucked pretty bad. My brother-in-law said it was one of the biggest pieces of shit he's seen pretty much in recent memory, let's just say that. So I'm not alone there. There are a couple people that do seem to like it, but overall, I think it's got a 27% rotten right now on Rotten Tomatoes and a 50% critic rating, or fan rating. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on. I'm going to actually jump right in to the most anticipation list. We're talking about movies. Let's keep the movie talk flowing. So, every summer on the show, I run down my most anticipated list. And then at the end of the summer, I do my summer ranking, stacking those same films up. And then it's curious to always go back and look and see how close did I get from anticipation to what they actually turned out to be. For the most part, the top 5 to 10 is pretty close, but then everything after that is kind of a crapshoot. Let me take a drink here real quick, sorry. Alright. Some nice cold iced tea. Brought to you by our sponsors at Arizona Iced Tea and Lipton. No, I'm just joking. Alright, so let's head on over. Let me pull up my list here, and I'm going to go down my most anticipated summer movies. Now, summer movies start this upcoming weekend, Friday, May 2nd, with The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it'll end at the end of August. So, May, June, July, August is your summer movie season. When I ranked them out, there was 25 movies that I was interested in, which is pretty common for a summer movie season, so I was pretty much right on par with the last couple years since I started doing this. And let's do it. Number 25, Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. The town's most hard-boiled citizens cross paths with some of its most reviled inhabitants. This film's got a lot of people in it, and the funny thing is, and the reason why it's at the bottom of my list, is I'm actually not a fan of Sin City. I didn't like the first film really at all.